So you see the Virgo is the final stage of the 6. And off the conveyor belt comes the perfected human being, symbolically, who's now ready. Cinderella is now ready to go to the ball. And now we got our Libras. Our Libras, always married to really beautiful people, always very beautiful, beautiful smiles, very smart sign, very tough sign. Please turn off your cell phone. And the Libras are very socially conscious because it's the first sign of society. We're now entering the quadrant of relationships. Remember, you had the stuff and it was all put together in this quadrant. This is all in the book. And in Libra, it's not all about partnership like they want you to believe. And the scales are not about balance, and they're not about harmony like they want you to believe. It's about comparison. That's why you have a scale. What does a Libra do all day? What do they do all day? All their life. He's got a big house, I got a little house. They got more money, I got less money. He's got yellow, I got blue. They got bigger. What do they do well at? Assessing, judges. On the other hand, you want to drive a Libra K, you're crazy. Ask them where they want to go for dinner. And then as soon as you give a name, they'll argue with you. They don't want to go there. Right? Very smart sign. Follow this. Very important. Libra is the Aries of the second half of the zodiac. Instead of me and my stuff, it's us and our stuff. You know? This is why Lynn makes such a beautiful partner with Dan. Libra women, Libra men, they naturally know how to partner with somebody, whether it was John Lennon with Paul, whether it was Paul Simon with Garfunkel. Their tendency is to partner. Then now their primary thought is, how are we doing? And that's dangerous. And the number one problem I have with Libra people in my office is they over appease. Well, I'll give in a little bit. 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 Well, after a while, if it ain't right, you done gave in too much for too long, and there ain't much left. And I got to wake them up and say, I'm not trying to save the duo here. I'm trying to save you. And they don't have a strong sense of you. Aries has a strong sense of me. And that's why when the Libra's in trouble, he needs more ego. When Aries is in trouble, he needs less ego. You see? It's all exquisitely designed. So Libras can be wonderful people like Deepak Chopra, brilliant people. They almost always have a very good job, a lovely home. Their surroundings are really a big deal. But the flip side of Libra is not the side you want to see. And if you got the flip side of Libra, you got a problem. And you can detect this in a minute. They're the ones that go, hi, how are you? Hi. Hi. Simon Cowell is the guy I pick on with this. Simon Cowell is a real good example of the Libra that really doesn't care what you say about him as long as he's at the top, in the big time. Okay, so what's happening now is the soul is learning about partnership, but they're learning about it mainly because they need a sounding board. How many Libras do you know that got divorced and they're remarried the next day? If you get into the us too much, that's what happens. And I always try to help Libras because they're much stronger than they think. They're much more independent than they think. They just don't have the soul experience, not at the archetypal level. They're imbued with that feeling, that need for the partner, okay? And as the planets go around you, you have several periods in your life where the planets keep circulating you, and that's when you go through your transits, and you have these opportunities to pick up on these weak spots and strengthen them. But what happens now is really interesting. So you see with Libra, just like all signs, got its plus side, got its minus